to be playing those games.
He's at the end of his life. I don't know why he's wasting his time. 5 more years, he's gonna be wearing Depends, eating applesauce. Understand you're still mad.
You know what though? Matt is so annoying. Like, I don't know why he always has to make these old jokes. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, like, so petty. But anyway, let's get into the real issue within this. Yeah.
That's what Gino when you're dealing with him and the marriage and all this divorce and whatever else. But I don't want to be in the friend zone.
I don't want to be in the friend zone. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I want to say that I love you. Know something good when I see it. Something that's good for me. Somebody that could be my power.
Oh, many times.
First and foremost, I don't know how you go from I don't want to be in the friend zone. Then in the same conversation, you say that, you know, I love you, which is crazy work. And then in the same conversation, you're also talking about how you feel like this is the woman that you need in your life. And she is this, this, and that. So let me just get this right. So a woman that stepped out of her own marriage, so much to the point she then introduced you as an open marriage kind of person. No, as an open marriage kind of person. Okay, cool. Is the kind of woman you're telling me that you need and you want in your life. The kind of woman that instead of stepping away from a marriage and understanding that it's not good for her, she'd rather stay in it and bring in another man. That kind of woman is good for you. So what happens if you two get married and then she feels the same way again? Are you going to be okay with her saying, oh, I want another open marriage? The point being is that the build up to these two being a thing is not traditional. And only somebody that is a sip, only somebody that is desperate would actually value her actions as someone that they want to be with. Anyone else in their right mind would not value her as somebody that they want to be with. Because at the end of the day, it tells you so many different things about her. But this is why Matt is the biggest simp. But we will be talking about this one way much more in depth when we do our live stream later on today. So make sure you're there for that.
I told him, please don't fall in love with me. And he was like, oh, I'm a playboy. It's okay for me. And I know it. I could feel it in the way he talks to me, the way he treats me.
So let me get this right. Jasmine says this whole time she could feel that this man's feelings were building up because of the way he behaves. And he behaves as somebody that's trying to win you over rather than somebody that is just trying to pleasure you. So why didn't she step away? Because you see, the agreement between Jasmine and Gino is that if feelings ever became a thing, well, then you step away. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter whether the feelings was coming from her or coming from him, but they've appeared. Now, of course, this is based on when they had this open marriage agreement. Obviously now, I guess, is it subjective that they are still in an open marriage agreement, considering the fact that Jasmine still wants Gino and she convinced Gino to not completely close the door and to give him time to think about bringing her back in. So given that's still a thing, and also when Gino brought in Natalie, Jasmine did say that, well, I don't know who this woman is because this was not a part of the agreement. So that means everything that is going on right now is still a part of the agreement, which therefore means Matt coming out and saying he has feelings for her was supposed to be the point where Jasmine says, well, in that case, I can't see you anymore because that breaks the agreement that I made with Gino, my husband, the guy that I still want to be with. So the question is, did she then break up this agreement, or are we going to be technical and say, well, you know, it's blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But either way, though, Matt is a wild dude for that. But hey, the fact that Jasmine says, well, I told you not to get close to me like that. But she still continued to being around him. Jasmine probably saw this as a moment of weakness for Matt, and she probably knew from this moment in time she was going to have him wrapped around her finger.
Things he does for me, never my plan. It was just the way it happened. You have everything. You give me affection, protection, intimacy. You have helped me with my self-esteem. Nice.
But you're not the man for me right now.
If I have met you under other circumstances, I will be at this point absolutely madly in love, obsessed.
See, anyone with a brain cell at this moment in time, which we know Matt does not have, because if he did have one, then he wouldn't be in this predicament. But let's say you miraculously find a brain cell at this moment in time in this situation. The moment that she drops these lines is the moment that you say, you know what? I think it's time we go different ways. But nah, Simpy boy isn't gonna do that now, is he?
invest with you. Point, I cannot even consider putting time, effort, invest anything on a relationship.
Imagine her saying that I can't even put any time into investing in a relationship with you. Meanwhile, he's been putting time, money, and energy into giving her a home. The whole time she's been homeless, this man has taken her in. He has paid for all these things so much to the point where he said that he could potentially sue Gino for the fact that he's had to financially support Jasmine. Meanwhile, that's supposed to be Gino's responsibility by law or by their visa. So he's putting all this stuff in. But here's the thing, though. The matter of fact is, though, Jasmine doesn't owe him a single goddamn thing because he made a choice to invest all this energy and all this money into her. You know, and he cannot then expect her to then want to give him a relationship in return. Because he's done all those things on his own accord. He shot himself in his own foot.
Jasmine is completely worth my time and my effort. She is a quality woman.
And after that, he then says that I have no choice but to wait. But you have got a choice. You don't have to wait around for her and Gino to come to an end. The fact that he's choosing the choice of waiting until that happens, further on just embarrasses himself. Like, this guy has completely neglected his own mental being in this situation. But still, I would like to hear a list, or I want a list of at least 20 things that makes Jasmine a quality woman, to be honest with you, because god damn, everything that we've ever seen from this woman has been nothing but a nightmare. But here's the thing, though, whilst this was going on with Matt and Jasmine, well, Gino, on the other hand, he was going through a whole other experience.
You don't really have to explain yourself to me.
Right, but I do have things I have to explain.
I wish I would have had all the information, and you're not ready, and I just didn't. I just went out.
So,
Meanwhile, Gino's actually dealing with somebody that is not a simp, a real woman, a woman that understands her value and understands that her time is being wasted. And therefore, Natalie was like, listen, I want out. See, this is the type of energy that Matt should be given. Hell, this should have been the type of energy that Jasmine should have been given to Gino too. But nah. That never happened.
good, but Dana, Michelle, and Jasmine ruined the whole thing. I keep thinking back, like, what if things would have been different at the birthday party? And, you know, say Jasmine
No accountability.
didn't show up. What if Michelle would have treated Natalie with more respect? You know, Natalie and I could still be together today.
So he believes because Jasmine's turned up, because Michelle opened her mouth, he believed this is why Natalie left him. No. She left because you was not honest. That's what it came down to. It had nothing to do with what Michelle... Well, at the end of the day, if Gino had been honest to Natalie, then no matter what Michelle would have said or Jasmine behaved, it wouldn't have mattered because at least the reaction, or it was at least the behavior that she got, she would have expected it. But she got behavior that she was not expecting due to the fact that you did not tell Jasmine or Natalie the truth. You was meant to clear up everything you and Jasmine before inviting Natalie over, but you didn't do that. Be a freaking man for once in your life and take accountability and understand you are a manipulative. You're just a man that's just a scumbag. Let's just call it that. But listen, folks, we'll be doing a live stream later on today, of course, on every single thing that happened on the episode of Happily Ever After. So make sure you're there for that live stream later on tonight. But with that being said, though, let me know your thoughts in the comment section because this whole thing here is a calamity. And Gino needs to do better with how he treats women. That I can say. And Matt needs to find a freaking backbone and find his own self-worth. It's that simple. But we know that Matt and Jasmine now have a child. So, yeah, that's out the window. Nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts. Peace.